All right, let's get this show started.
Let's start today's news with Michael Bisping weighing in on Sean Strickland's headbutt claim. After UFC 297's loss, Strickland took to Instagram and posted this photo captioned, "I didn't take the coward's way out and tell the doctor I couldn't see and got a no contest. The only reason why you took a round from me is because I couldn't see. I won that fight. The world knows I won that fight. The belt they gave you will never make you a champion. Enjoy. They had to stitch through muscle to get it closed. Thank you to everyone. Your support has really kept my head up high through all this. Grateful forever." Du Plessis responded, "Why don't you cry about it again?" Now, while speaking on the Believe You Me podcast, Michael Bisping addressed the situation, saying,
"And I gotta say, that's a bloody good response from Dricus. Yeah. Call it what you will. I know there's a lot of Sean Strickland fanboys watching this, and you're like, you're a prick, Bisping. They're talking shit. He's trying to undermine his victory. But first of all, give me your thoughts on the cut and what Sean is saying." Yeah, and I don't disagree with what you're saying.
But these things happen. They happen.
And that's my point. I'm not ripping on Sean. But, like, you go out there, it's a contact sport. There's wrestling and stuff involved. Like, that happens. Didn't say anything on the night. And then on Monday morning, he's probably a bit annoyed by it. He probably sees that video and that kind of, ignites a bit of passion inside him and he's pissed off. And I understand that. But, it happens a lot. Like when I fought Rockhold the first time, he headbutted me. Boom. And I've only got one eye. I got one eye, not even two eyes, and you just gotta, it's a shitty situation. Right. Yeah, exactly. That's the point what I'm saying. Listen, you go in there, you're throwing everything but the kitchen sink. Sometimes heads clash. And I thought it was a right hand from Dricus, one of his best shots that opened that. That does look like it was that, but on the night I remember thinking it was an overhand right.
Robert Whittaker reacts to DDP's win at UFC 297. Robert Whittaker and Dricus du Plessis last faced off at UFC 290, where Robert lost the fight by TKO. Now, while speaking on the MMA Arcade podcast, Whittaker shared his reaction to his former opponent's title win at UFC 297. You can watch the full reaction on the MMA Arcade podcast YouTube channel. The link's in today's newsletter, found on mmatalk.com.
One of his things is, like, he goes out on his shield. He's not going to go away. He will not give up. He'll need to leave that octagon on stretcher. And, mate, that's exactly what he did. That's exactly what he showed. I will say congratulations to the new champ because, mate, he wanted it more. Everyone thought in the rounds, the championship rounds, 4-5, Strickland was going to start, getting it over him. Mate, Dricus did not go away. And you saw his face after the fight. You saw the jabs. Mate, the commentators and everybody and their friends wouldn't shut up about the jab. Okay? Understandably, great jab. All right? Yeah. And he threw it at Dricus' face about 7,000 times. But let's give a little props to Dricus because didn't go away. Did not go away. Was throwing overhands from the start to the literal finish, just pushing into him.
Tom Aspinall claims that Stipe Miocic said no to a fight against him for UFC 300. In a recent tweet, Tom revealed that the UFC offered him a fight against Stipe Miocic for UFC 300. According to Tom, he accepted the offer, but Stipe said no. In Tom's words, "While we were talking about Stipe Miocic, my manager was contacted by the UFC asking if I'd like to fight him on April 13th. I, of course, accepted. A little later, we were told that Stipe doesn't want to fight me and only interested in fighting Johnny Bones. On that note, I will stop crying, accept it ain't gonna happen, and enjoy the fight that me and all the other fans want to see. Legend vs. legend for the heavyweight title. Maximum respect, guys. Yay." Brendan Schaub has revealed his daughter is having an emergency surgery. The fight companion shared an emotional video providing an update on his daughter's challenging situation. Our prayers are with you, Brendan.
Hey guys, most of my family and close friends know my baby girl has been in and out of the hospital since the day she was born, and she has to have emergency surgery on on Thursday.
Max Holloway reacts to the Justin Gaethje fight for UFC 300. Last week, Dana White announced that Max Holloway and Justin Gaethje will clash for the BMF title at UFC 300. Now speaking with Kevin Iole, Max shared his thoughts on the upcoming battle. You can watch the full interview on Kevin Ioli's YouTube channel.
First things first is the man in front of me. You know, I got a dangerous guy in Justin Gaethje, but we got to do that first, handle him first, and then after that, like I said, man, it's just a game of options, man. A lot of things can open up after this fight, so that's what I'm focused on. I'm focused on getting my hand raised, go out there and, you know, shock the world, I guess. And I really wanted to be on this card, period. So we was trying to, and I'm super excited that we got Justin for the BMF belt for it. So, you know, at the end of the day, with his fighting style and my fighting style, we almost fight pretty similar, you know. The only difference, I guess, a lot of people keep saying is the power 55, how hard he hits, how hard he kicks. And the beautiful thing is we get to figure out, you know, I get to really see how hard this guy punches, how hard this guy hits come April 13. And when we get in there, if we're going to make adjustments, we got to make adjustments. But, you know, I think both of our fighting styles going to complement each other. And, you know, his nickname is the Highlight. And it's going to be a fun one, you know.
Dana White has announced a new fight for the UFC 300 card. On Tuesday, White announced that the UFC has signed Kayla Harrison and that she is set to make her debut at UFC 300 opposite Holly Holm. Check out the video for more details.
All right, guys, here's another announcement for UFC 300. Holly Holm. She was inducted in the Boxing Hall of Fame in 2022. In the history of the women's bantamweight division, she is tied for 4th most wins, 6th most significant strikes landed, and has the 4th best takedown defense at 78%. Holly Holm is one of the baddest women to ever compete in combat sports, ever. She's fought all the nastiest women in the world in boxing and in MMA, except for one. Holly will be taking on the only person in U.S. history to win back-to-back Olympic gold medals in judo. The UFC has officially signed Kayla Harrison. Kayla's 16-1 with 12 finishes. Her takedowns, her ground and pound are nasty, and this will be the first time she will be competing at bantamweight. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That fight is also at UFC 300. See you soon.
Here's how the MMA community reacted. We waiting for the main event, and Dana comes back with the typical Holly Holm announcement. Skulls. UFC Alien said, let's see Holly Holm give it one last go. Alright guys, don't hate me. I love this. Let's go. Nunes is coming the fuck back for this one. I know it. Wow, we finally get to see if Kayla is actually good when she fights proper competition in the UFC. No way can Kayla make bantamweight, laughing my ass off. And ChrisCyborg.com said, Dana, I would love to add Cyborg Nunes 2 onto the UFC 300 card too. Listen up, fight fans. We've been working behind the scenes on a newsletter that will allow you to read and see content we can't always post on here. This will allow us all to better stay in the talk. It's time for today's top memes. 3rd place was found over on X and was posted by the Overdogs podcast. The 2nd place meme was found over on Reddit and was posted by a user named Strickland Champ MMA. And the top picked meme was found over on Facebook and was posted by Robert. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe to stay in the talk.